Welcome, dear learners. Before we move ahead, let us briefly reconnect with what we explored in part 1 of branding. In the previous session, we developed a strong conceptual foundation by understanding what a brand truly represents. We learned that a brand is not merely a name or a symbol, but a powerful tool of differentiation that helps consumers distinguish between similar products in a crowded marketplace. We discussed the significance of a brand in terms of attributes, benefit, value, culture, personality, and uses, and also examined the characteristics that make a brand name effective and legally protectable. We also analyze the core functions of branding from identification and quality assurance to differentiation and psychological bonding with consumers. Further, we clarified important terminologies such as brand, branding, brand mark, and trademarks and highlighted the serious threat of brand privacy that can dilute brand equity and mislead consumers. Having established what a brand is, why it matters, and how it protected, we are now ready to move to the next logical step. In part 2, our focus shift from concept to strategic application. Today, we will examine how brands are managed, strengthened, measured, and sustained over time. We will discuss strategic brand management practices such as brand extension, rejuvenation, and co-branding. We will also explore advanced brand metrics, brand psychology, and the role of loyalty in building long-term brand success. In essence, while part 1 helps us understanding the foundation of branding, part 2 will help us understanding how brands are strategically nurtured and leveraged to create lasting value in the minds of consumers. Let us now begin with strategic brand management. Marketers use various strategies to manage and leverage their brands. Let us examine a few critical strategies. First is brand extension. This is a strategy of product addition under the roof of an existing brand name that already holds a good reputation. A new product is launched using the power of existing goodwill. For example, Lifebuoy soap extended its brand to Lifebuoy hand wash. There is one more example of Dettol. Dettol antiseptic liquid extended to Dettol soap. Second is brand rejuvenation. This is the process of generating additional value to an existing brand to break the monotony. It involves improving quality, features, or appeal. For example, Fair and Lovely becoming the new Fair and Lovely with improved features, or the Hero Honda Splendor evolving into Splendor Plus with a new engine. We also have co-branding, common in e-commerce, where two firms work together to market a good or service. There is also brand stretching, which is the act of using an established brand name to introduce unrelated product. To professionally manage a brand, one must understand the specific terminologies used to measure and define brand health. We will categorize these terms into metrics, psychology, and loyalty. Let's start with brand association. This is the extent to which a particular brand calls to mind the attributes of a general product category. For example, if a consumer asks for pamper when they actually want any disposable diaper, that is a strong brand association. Next is brand value. This refers to the premium that is associated to a brand. It is defined by customers who are willing to pay extra simply for the name. Next is brand awareness. It is a crucial matrix. It is the extent to which a brand is recognized by potential customers and correctly associated with a particular product. Usually expressed as a percentage of the target market, achieving high brand awareness is the primary goal of the advertising in the early month of product introduction. Moving deeper into metrics, we encounter brand development. This is a metric of marketing success that measures the number of sales within a specific market. It is calculated as the number of unit sales per thousand people within that geographical area. Closely related is the brand development index, which we also call BDI. This measures the percentage of brand sales in that particular area in relation to the percentage of the country's population in that area. Let's look at the maths. If brand has 10% of its total sales in an area where 20% of the country's people live, the BDI is 50. This is calculated by dividing 10 by 20 and multiplied by 100. A BDI helps marketers understand where significant group of customers live and where to direct marketing efforts. Brands exist in the mind of the consumer. This brings us to brand essence. This is a phrase that communicates the fundamental nature of a trade name. A marketing team will spend considerable time highlighting unique benefit to express the essence to a target subculture. We also have the brand identity. These are the visible element, color, design, logo type, name, symbol that identify and distinguish the brand. Contrast this with brand image, which is the impression in consumers' mind of brand's total personality, including its shortcomings. Identity is what the company creates. Image is what the customer perceives. Brand can also have brand personality. There are human traits associated with a brand, such as uniqueness, sincerity, or sophistication. This allows consumers to relate to the brand. The ultimate goal of branding is loyalty. Brand loyalty is the extent of faithfulness of consumers expressed through repeat purchases despite marketing pressure from competitors. When this loyalty becomes exceptional, we call it brand stance. This is where a consumer actively pursues a specific brand and will not accept a substitution. If the store is out of their brand, they will go to another store rather than switch. This is the ultimate test of successful campaign. Managing these assets involves brand loyalty management, which aligns all distribution and promotional channels to deliver on brand's promise. Companies often manage a brand portfolio, which is the total collection of trademarks and brands applied to their products. Finally, a company might engage in brand harvesting. This involves reducing marketing expenditures on a mature brand to maximize cash flow from loyal customers, usually when a brand's popularity is declining. In conclusion, branding is a multifaceted discipline. It begins with a name and a symbol but evolves into a complex asset that carries culture, personality, and value. We have explored the mechanics of creating a brand and legal shields of trademarks, and also the strategies like extension and rejuvenation. Furthermore, we have defined the glossary of terms from brand development index to brand essence that professional marketers use to measure the pulse of their products. Understanding these concepts is essential for anyone looking to navigate the competitive world of business. Thank you all for joining today's session on branding. I hope you now have a clear understanding of what branding means, its importance in building a company's identity, and how it influences consumer perception. In our next lecture, we will go a step further and discuss branding classification, strategies, and equity, where we will have analysis of different types of brands, how strategic branding decisions are made, and how brand equity add long-term value to a business. Do revise today's concept and think of some popular brand around you. It will help connect theory with real-world example in our next class.